Hello friends, this is Ganesh and video number 13 on ABAP. In this session, I'm going to explain about structure in the data dictionary. So this is a continuation of previous videos. We have seen about how to create a table with the two different approach, and then now we are going to see about structure. So we'll try to complete most of the stuffs in data dictionary. Then we'll move forward to the next portions as well. And for information, this is going to be a different playlist in my channel. It's coming under ABAP Data Dictionary is one of the playlists I have created. I'm going to keep these videos in that particular playlist, okay, just for easy reference. So today we're going to see about structure. So it's same like table. Table is it has collection of fields, different fields. It can hold the data permanently. If you open SE16 and you can see the table contents, yes, you are able to see whatever records you have created, modified, everything is available over there. So structure is also a similar way of table. It is also having a collection of fields, different type of data types, but it cannot be store the data permanently. Okay, maybe at the runtime you can able to use the structure and you can refer the structure, you can save it, but not permanently, same like tables. Okay, so we'll see little theoretically and we'll take you to the system as well. Okay, let's execute this. Sorry, go to the slideshow and structure. So this is a database, and database has different tables, and I'm going to create one structure, and that structure is going to include in three different tables. The idea is reusability. It's like the different type of tables, or I can say there is a project design, maybe before designing your project, before to the development, there is a project, it needs some 5 to 10 custom tables, and in that you might aware, okay, there are some repeated fields or happening or just involving in the every table, so you can keep those fields as a collection of fields as a structure, and wherever it's going to be used, the same field is going to be used in a different tables, you can include those structure in the particular table. So that is also one of the concept, you can use it as a structure. Okay, so this is a structure, it can be included in a table as well as in the program. You might aware of it. There is a declarative statement called types. With the help of types, you are able to create a user defined structure. Okay, you have the standard structure also. Now you're going to create a user defined structure, and on top of it, we created a work area. So similar way, I'm going to create a structure in the dictionary level. What's the difference? I'm able to create the structure in program in data dictionary. So data dictionary is nothing but a global way. If you create any structure using types keyword in a program, it's going to be used only within the program. You're not able to use it in out of the program, in any other program, or in any other table as well. But if it is create the same structure, you're going to create a data dictionary, then it can be used everywhere. Maybe you can use the structure, or you can include the structure in another structure or another table, or you can make use of the structure in your program as well. So everything we are going to see one by one. Let's see the properties first. So structure is nothing but collection of fields with same and different data types, and reusability is one of the option if you use a structure, and it's not going to be able to store the data like tables. So tables can store the data permanently. So not able to define a primary keys. So not only primary keys, whatever options are related to a data, that is not possible in structure. For example, if you take a table, primary keys and technical settings box is going to be used directly for the data level. What is the size category? You need a buffering or not? What is kind of data you're going to save, transparent or header level data? So those informations are not available in structure because there is no data at all in the structure permanently. Okay, so we'll see in the system as well. The next is types of structure. What types of structures we have? We have flat structure, we have flat character-like structure, we have nested structure, we have a deep structure. So these are not options. You're not able to find, okay, what type of structure you want to create. Not like that. Depends on your design. You have to come to know, okay, this is a flat structure. This is a flat structure, but it's only character like data type they used, and they use a nested structure within a structure, and you have a deep structure like deep components, you are able to use it. I'm going to give a small introduction about internal table over here. I will take a very deep session on internal table little later. Okay, so that is coming under the deep structure. So these are the 3 or 4 type of different type of structures you are able to create it. And as I mentioned, once the structure is created in data dictionary, it can be used everywhere, and you can use in the custom program as well. So in the custom program, I want to create a work area based on some structure. Yes, you are able to create it. And this is the one which I talked about previous videos, how to create a user defined structure with the help of a declarative statement called types. So begin of structure name, whatever fields you want, and referring to a data element and end user structure. On top of it, we have created a work area type and structure name. Suppose it is the same structure to be used in a different programs, not only tables, the same structure to be used in a different programs, different function modules going to be used. So what you can do is, instead of creating again and again, create the same structure in data dictionary. It should be start with ZRY. Structure is also an independent object, independent custom object. So it should start with ZRY. Excuse me, sorry, there is a typo error. So here WMR type, instead of the structure, you can use the structure which we are going to create in data dictionary. Okay, so that is another use of structure. And the other one is a nested structure. These are tables. I include a structure, and this is my structure. Inside a structure, I can include the structure which I create. This is called nested structure. Okay, so we'll see everything, and as well I'm going to show you how to use the custom program, or how to use a structure inside a custom program, how to pass a value for structure, nested structure, and deep structure as well. Okay, so let's take you to the system. So this is my system, and this is employee ZJI employee is a table, so you can able to see is a table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a structure. It contains the employee address details, not employee, just address details. So wherever you want, you can just include it. I want to use an employee, vendor information. I want just a structure. It contains only the address information. Okay. So for that, go back to S11. Maybe I can start from here. SE11 is a transaction code to create a structure or to get into a data dictionary, ABAP dictionary. And data type, same like data element, you are not able to find any separate option for structure. Structure is coming under data type. So here I'm going to use ZGI underscore address. Okay, and click create. It will ask the option what you want to create. You want to create data element, structure, or table type. So now I want to create a structure. Just click and click next. Similar like a table only. Just give a short description, address details. Okay, and a few name changes in a table. You can see it's a fields and type, field type, or whatever it is. But here it is component and component type. You can go ahead field also, but it's a little technical term. Same like table, you are able to create a data element type. Here is not data element. Here's a component type or built-in type. There it's predefined type. Okay, same thing as in structure as well. You're able to see. And here the difference you are able to see is there is no primary key option over here. There is no initial value checkbox, and technical settings is also not available. There is no secondary indexes over here, because whatever related to a data level, that is not available in the structure. Okay, other than that, everything is similar like tables. And there is no primary key. Structure is not the client dependent, so I'm not going to use MADD over here. So address details, let me say, okay, street, yeah, street name. So whatever informations you want. Component type, I am going to use some predefined or standard data element for this, and I can say house number types, character 10. Okay, and then zip code type, I can say numeric 7. Okay, these are standard data types. If you want, you can create a Z as well. Okay, if you want to create a Z data element, you know how to create the data element top down approach. Same way you can do it for your structure as well. Okay, so this is done. Let me save it. I'm going to save it in a local object and act toward it. It gives a warning message. Okay, you want to, yes, the warning message is like enhancement category is missing. It's a warning, you can ignore also, but you should know or should be aware of it. It's coming under, here it is, extras enhancement category. So you just give information for the future development or future developer whether this can be enhanced or not. Okay, so this is, it's like a character or numeric. So I go with selector, can be enhanced. Suppose if it is a deep entity or deep structure, you can select this option. Just select. Okay, so that's just a message to the future programmer. It can be modified as well. So now the structure is available, my structure is active. You are able to see the name called structure. Normally if it is a table, you can able to see transparent table. Here it is structure. Okay, now I'm going to include the structure in my table. Is my table opened? Let's see. No. Okay, so let me go here, /NSC11 ZGI employee, click change. And here I'm going to include my structure. To include a structure, you need to use a keyword called dot include, or a format, I can say dot period include and your structure name. So the structure name is ZJI address. Copy this and go to your table and give the name. Press enter and you'll come to know the data type they mentioned, strus, nothing but structure. Okay, active audit. Okay, so you're not able to see the fields of the structure. Just keep the cursor over here, and here you have an option called expand include. Whatever you do include, you can expand it. Just expand, it will show you, and it's not editable because this is created in the structure. There is any change or any addition to be happen, you have to get into the structure and add it, not in the table level. I am in the transparent table, inside the transparent table. Okay, let's activate the table. Okay, it's done. Yeah, and you can have more than one structure as well. Again, dot include wherever you want. It's not a continuous. If you want, after I want to add some more fields, after that I want to add some other structure, yes, you are able to do it. So this is the basic idea of how to create a structure and how to include it in your database table. Let me create a program and we'll see how it's reflected in the database level, sorry, debug level. CGI STRU structure program created. Executable program, object. So now I'm going to create a work area to see how it reflects in the debugging level. Work area is for employee type, table name Z GI EMPLO employee, static breakpoint, and active audit. Execute. So that is not much difference for this example. It just added whatever fields it has. Okay, so double click. You're not able to find a difference over here, but here you can see this is the street name, house number, and zip code. This is from the structure. So this is from the database table fields, and this is from the structure fields. Okay. How to add a value? The similar way, just however you add the value for the table fields, the same thing you can add it over here. So currently we are doing hard coded. So going forward, hopefully we can use a program or a different source to pass a value here. Okay. And this is for table field, and what is my structure field is house number. So I can say 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's it. For just an example, I added only for one field from table, one field from structure. In a breakpoint or in a debugging mode, you're able to see what is the value of it. So double click. So okay, so nothing much difference between table fields and structure fields in the program or debugging level. So the next thing, I'm going to add one more structure, nested structure. So let's create one more structure for contact details. Okay, so I'm going to create ZGI contact details. Fi, I'm going to create a structure, contact details. So contact details as I want our primary contact and types character 20 and the secondary contact types character 20, and this could be a mostly with character like because I've used only character based data types over here. It might be character 40, so nothing much. Okay, add toward it. Okay, so now I'm going to add this. Okay, enhancement category is missing, so I'm not going to maintain this. It's optional. I just skipped it. This is also a structure. Make sure it's a structure, and I'm going to add this in my previous structure. Control C. Go to my structure. So this is my structure Z address. The same format. Include types structure name. Enter it. Add toward it. So to see the structure fields, keep the cursor on top of your include name and click this expand button. You're able to see whatever the fields available in the structure. Okay. So here also, if you want to add one more structure, you can say dot include and one more structure you're able to see. I can show you some reference from the standard table. So how they design the structure, I mean how they include the structure. So if you go to Mara, sorry, 7. So here this is actually a include second field itself. They included. So this is a structure. Mara is a structure. Let me just close this include. See, include, and they used append structure, and they use again some append structure, and then after that they use some fields. So it depends. Okay, so depends on. Okay, this is a fields of that, right? Yeah, and this is another structure. Let's close it. So this is the overall design of your Mara table. Only one field and remaining fields are included with different structures. So they used two different structures, include and append. We'll see what is the difference between include and append as well. Okay, so this is just a reference. So I always prefer once you learn any logic, try to compare it in your standard, and you'll get some more idea, or you'll get a very good design knowledge how they designed it. Okay. So next I'm going to use deep structure. Okay, let's see how it's reflected in the program. Where is my program? Yeah, program F8. No additional debugger is available. Let me close few things. Display table, I don't want it. So now go to debugging, switch to standard ABAP debugger. So it's a new debugger. Just double click. You didn't find any difference. Maybe few fields to be added. That's it. So primary contact, secondary contact, email has been added. Okay. So next, I'm going to add a table type. So what is table type? For example, let me execute it. So this is nothing but nested structure. I'm going to use a deep structure. So deep structure is structure can hold, or I can say it very technically, work area can hold more than one record. That way they're going to design the structure. For example, structure fields are able to hold only one record at a time, right? Now I'm going to add one more table type. Maybe after email, I'm going to add a field called remarks. So remarks is going to be add more than a line. Possible, right? I'm going to have a character 100, but it can be repeated. Remarks can be repeated. So I'm going to have a field that is going to be hold more than one data at a time, more than one line at a time. So that is nothing but a deep structure. One of the way of deep structure is adding a table type into your structure. So what is table type? Table type allows you to add more than one record at a time. Okay, but structure won't. Structure can have only one record at a time, but table type, it can hold more than one data at a time at the runtime. Again, it's a runtime only. So it's not like a table. Okay, so everything is only in the runtime. So table type is actually related with internal table concept. So I will show you a very detailed session on internal table, but the time being, you just remember table type is nothing but it is going to be hold more than one data at a time. So that is nothing but a table type. Next level of your structure. So let's execute it. Let me create a table type. and I'm going to add the table type in my structure. So for that also go to SE11. I'm going to create a table type ZJ table type for remarks. Okay. Create. I'm going to create a table type. Next. So table type for remarks field. So okay, I didn't specify it. So here you can have one more structure here. Okay, maybe you can use one more structure, but I'm going to here remarks is only one field. Okay, I'm going to use a built-in type. We'll try different options as well. Don't go with the same options. I'm going to have a character and 100. So only one field I want. That field data type is character. It can hold most maximum of 100 characters. Just save it. So I'm creating a table type. Act toward it. Okay, so active, and this is a table type. Now I'm going to use this table type for my field. I'm not using an include keyword or include word here because I'm not going to include it. I'm going to use this table type for one of the field over there. Okay, so now I'm going to change structure. This is my first structure, right? So okay, let me go to my second structure, contact details. Is it editable mode? Yes, it's edited in another session. Let me open that. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use remarks types and then table type. Okay, so you can able to see here the data type is empty. I'm not using the dot included here. Okay, so here it shows a symbol. This symbol shows this is a table type, can hold more than one record at a time. Let's act over it. So the hierarchy, there is an error. Okay, so here the error is on ZJI address is inconsistent in active version. Currently we are in ZJI contact detail structure. And then activation, I'll explain one small concept. If you work on any dependent object, so it's like a table, and the table has a field has a data element has a domain. Okay, so these are mapped. Now I want to delete the particular data element or a particular data element. So the what it is saying means this data element has been used in a domain. So you're not able to delete the particular data element. So you have to delete the domain first. So this is the hierarchy. So the lower level, you have to just delete or do modifications, whatever it is. So while activating anything, you have to, or while not activating, generally while changing anything, you have to remember if it is used somewhere, and based on that, you have to do the modification. So same concept is here as well. I'm activating a ZJI contact detail structure, but the error shows in ZJI address. Okay, because the contact detail structure is used in another structure, ZJI address, and the property, one of the property is not allowing any change in the contact data, not any change. The table type change is not allowing it because the table type is coming under a concept called deep structure. Okay, but the enhancement category of the ZJI address structure is enhancement is character like only. So that is the wrong information. So means wrong option we have chosen it. So what you have to do, you have to go to the structure one, is nothing but address, and change the enhancement category as enhanced deep. There is a first option button called enhanced deep. So you have to, and I have to change that option in structure one, then again come back to structure 2 and act toward it, and go to structure 1 and act toward it. Okay, otherwise another important thing is if it is working, dependent objects is better activate together. So activate structure 1 as well as structure 2, that will work. Okay, so let me go to structure 1 called address. Is it open somewhere? Yes. Now go to extras enhancement category. So this is initially they decided, okay, that there won't be any deep structure level change, so they chosen can be enhanced, for example. But now in future there may be a chance of changing the structure to the enhancement level, means deep enhancement level. So I'm going to change the option to can be enhanced and click next. And now I'm going to activate both the structure together. So structure one is address. Inside the structure one, I'm having a contact details, and this has a deep entity, means deep structure. Going to next. Hopefully it might give some error. Let's see. User is currently editing. Okay, let me go to the display mode. Okay, this is the error one, right? Go back and keep this in a display mode. So anywhere you can just give the activate, whether structure one, structure whatever it is, but you have to select those two structures together and click next. Yes, there is another error. Just click next. Let's see. Now the error is in the table level, not at the structure. So structure one and structure two are good enough now. So here the issue is table can accept structure. Table can accept structure with nested structure, but table never accept a structure which has a deep entity, or sorry, deep component or deep structure. Okay, so that what is very clearly one of the deep structure is ZJI remox because it is a table type. So table type cannot be used in a DB table. So our table name is ZJI employee. So what you have to do was you have to remove the structure which is used in the ZJI employee. So go here and remove the structure and activate it. Activate is very important, so then only it is reflect. And again go here, go back. Now activate it. Try to activate both the structure together and enter. Now it's a warning message. That's fine. Okay, so now we are good. Okay, so now let's see how it's reflect in the debugging mode. CGI employee. So I need one more because the employee table doesn't have the what is the name of it? ZJI ADDRS doesn't have the particular structure, so that's why I'm creating another work area. Active audit. Is there any spelling mistake? Doesn't have house number. Yeah, correct, because I removed the structure, that's why it's giving an issue. That's fine. Active audit. Okay, let's see how it's reflected in the database. So here you can see they mentioned very clearly structure deep. I'll show here WA underscore EMP. So here it's very sorry, it shows clearly structure, and it's a flat structure, and it is a not character like structure. It's a combination of more one. So if it is a character like, it shows structure flat character like, but here it shows structure deep. Okay, so it has a deep component. Just double click. You can see this or fields, it hold only one record, and this is a table type. It shows 0 of 1, only one field. If it is instead of built-in type, if you give a structure, it can have more than one field as well. So double click remarks. So this is an internal table. It can hold more than one record. Okay, so we'll see very detailed about internal table little later. Just in time being, it can hold more than one record at a time. Let's see how to give a value of it. Okay, so structure field, it's simple. Deep structure. What are the structure fields here? So okay, house number. I'm saying 1, 2, 3, and deep structure. These are structure field, direct structure fields. Primary contact, 88 success. And now I'm going to enter the value to my table type. Okay, so for that we need a command called append. Append is the keyword which helps to move the data from work area to table type. Okay, so here I'm going to hard code it. Remarks 1, 2, WA deep structure hyphen control space bar, it gives remarks. It gives only one because it has only one deep structure. So each record is going to be included or added in the table type with the help of append only. So each record you have to use append. Okay. activate it. Now execute. So the work area has only one record, but the deep component has 3 records. Just double click. So these are the only one records, and the remarks has 3 records. So 3 of 1. Just double click. So show remarks 1. Suppose if you use structure, it will give field 1, field 2, field 3. So same way you have to use append and include the value to the table type. Okay, so clear. This is about the deep structure. You can have more than one as well. So this will be very useful once you start full-fledged working with ABAP deep structure. Okay, and it's very simple as well. So I hope this might be useful for you to understand what is structure in the part of data dictionary. So just play around. If you have any doubt, please let me know. I'm happy to help you. Thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video.